I caught my wife cheating on me with a married man, and it turned out that this had been going on for 5 years. And when I went to tell the wife of this lover about it, I found a new love for myself. Be me, 35-year-old Michael, living what seems like a perfect life. Just relaxing at home one evening, half watching some true crime documentary. Phone starts buzzing on the coffee table. It's Sarah, my wife. Weird because she should be at work, finishing some big presentation for clients. Pick up expecting maybe a cute voicemail. Instead, hear her voice sounding weird and forced. Michael, we need to talk. Not stupid, last time she used those words. Ended up in couples therapy. She claimed I was emotionally distant or some bullshit. This time her voice has something else. Can hear nervousness she can't hide. All right, talk then, I say, suddenly alert. Not like this, not over the phone. Can hear her breathing heavily. Something's seriously wrong. Before I can ask anything else, she hangs up. Next few hours are pure torture. Mind going to all kinds of dark places. Nothing could have prepared me, though. Later that night, Sarah comes home. She's not alone. Walks in with some guy I've never seen. Dude's maybe late 30s. Wearing this suit straight out of a 90s office catalog. Sarah won't even look at me. This guy looks like he wants to disappear. Who's this? I demand. Heart pounding in my chest. Guy tries to speak. Sarah cuts him off. Finally looks me in the eye. Something cold and defiant in her face. This is Thomas. He's the man I've been seeing. Feel the ground disappear beneath me. Like all the air just got sucked out of the room. She says it so emotionlessly. First instinct is to laugh. Think it's some sick joke. But Thomas keeps staring at the floor. Hands in his pockets like a guilty teenager. Sarah just stands there. Her face shows zero regret. Wait, what? My voice breaks. Mix of confusion, anger, and disbelief. She doesn't even flinch. We've been seeing each other for about a year. Words sound rehearsed, like she's practiced this speech 100 times. I think I love him. My stomach feels like it's being twisted into knots. How did I not see all the signs? The late nights at work, her mysterious new friends, sudden obsession with her appearance. It was all right there in front of me. Been ignoring every red flag like an idiot. Thomas finally looks up at me. See something in his eyes that pushes me over the edge. Not shame or guilt. It's fucking pity. He pities me. Get the hell out of my house, I snarl. Take a step toward him. Thomas flinches back like the coward he is. For a second think he might actually run. Sarah steps between us, eyes narrowing like she's ready for a fight. Michael, just stop, okay? This isn't about you losing control. Glances at Thomas. He's staying. We need to talk. He's what? Feel like I'm seeing red. Fury building in my chest? You bring your affair into my house and he's staying? Point at Thomas, hands shaking with rage. Get out or I swear. Sarah puts her hand on my chest, not lovingly, like she's blocking a dangerous animal. Her voice is low, too calm. You're not in charge here, Michael. Not anymore. That statement hits harder than any punch. Everything shifts in that moment. The woman I thought I knew, showing me a side I never imagined existed. Cold, calculating, completely done with me. Thomas finally backs away, mumbles something about waiting outside, disappears like a ghost. Just me and Sarah now, standing in the aftermath of her bombshell. Why? All I can manage to say, voice barely a whisper. She sighs, runs hand through her hair. Won't even look at me. You really want to know? Because this us, it stopped being enough a long time ago. And Thomas, he's what I need now. Her words hang in the air. Every syllable twists the knife deeper. Just stand there. Can't move. Can't breathe. Nothing will ever be the same. Sarah's words echo like a drum beat. Cold, detached, final. Can't wrap my mind around it. Want to scream. Want to rage. Want to somehow reverse time. Make this nightmare disappear. All I can do is stand there, staring at the woman I thought I knew. Now looks more like a stranger. How long? My voice cracks. Force the words out. Each one feels like a dagger in my gut. How long have you been seeing him, Sarah? Need details. Need something to hold on to. Something to explain this madness. Sarah rolls her eyes. Actually rolls them. Like my pain is an inconvenience. I already told you. About a year. Voice dripping with annoyance. Michael, can we not do this drama right now? You asked, I told you. It's done. A year. A whole damn year. Means during our romantic weekend to fix things, she was already sneaking around. While I was cooking her favorite meals, trying to bring life back to our evenings, she was with him. Making plans for our future together? Thinking about starting a family, she was somewhere else. Like someone took a sledgehammer to 11 years of my life, smashed everything to pieces. Something snaps inside me. Not just anger anymore. Pure fury takes over. Can't hold it in. Hands shoot out. Knock over the vase on the kitchen counter. It shatters against the tile floor. Glass shards everywhere. Sarah flinches. Brief flash of fear crosses her face, then hardens back to that cold mask. Are you done? She says. Voice like ice, eyes boring into me, steps over the broken glass. Like it means nothing. Like the mess I made is just another inconvenience. No, Sarah, I am not done. Spit the words out. You walk in here with that guy? Tell me you think you love him. And you expect me to what? Accept it? Let him stay here while we talk? Laugh bitterly. What kind of person even does that? What happened to you? She shakes her head, looking at me like I'm pathetic. You really don't get it, do you? I called you today because I wanted to give you a chance. Hear it from me before everything comes out. Thomas's wife found out. That's why I had to bring him here. Thomas's wife? Words taste like ash. He's married? Just keeps getting worse. Each layer reveals something more disgusting. So you're the other woman too? You're both destroying 2 marriages. For what, Sarah? For some thrill? She crosses her arms, lips tight with anger. Stop trying to make me the villain here. You were never around, Michael. Always at work, always in your own head. I needed more than what you were giving me. Thomas understands me in ways you never did. And yes, he's married. Or was. Soon enough. This isn't just some fling. Take a step back, heart pounding, rage mixing with something colder, something heavier. So that's what this is? You're just running away from everything. Because it got too real? Too hard? Sarah laughs. Not her warm laugh I used to love. This one's hollow mocking. Maybe I am. Or maybe I just realized I deserve to be happy. And you know what? I don't regret it. Can't believe what I'm hearing. The way she speaks. No remorse. No sadness. No sense she did anything wrong. In her mind, she's right. I'm just the fool who can't see it. Front door opens. Thomas steps back inside. Eyes go wide, seeing shattered vase. Tension in the air. Looks between Sarah and me. Is this a bad time? He whispers. Sarah turns to him. Like I'm not even there anymore. She softens, eyes warming as she looks at him. That look she hasn't given me in years. No, it's fine, she says. Voice all soothing and comforting. Walks over to him, places her hand on his arm. Like they're already a couple. Like they have some private world I can't access. Something breaks inside me, watching her touch him. In my home, with shattered remains of our life scattered around, this isn't just betrayal. It's erasure. She's rewriting our whole story. While I'm left holding torn pages, grab my keys off the table. Metal bites into my palm. Turn towards the door. I'm leaving. Voice barely steady. And when I come back, I want you both gone. Do you hear me, Sarah? I want you out of my house. She doesn't respond. Just keeps eyes on Thomas, like he's the only thing that matters. That, more than anything, is the answer I needed. Slam the door behind me. Sound echoes in quiet hallway. Don't know where I'm going. Don't have a plan. But know one thing. This is the end. Of us. Of who I thought I was. Maybe it's beginning of something else. Something where I finally see her. For who she truly is. Drive for hours that night. No destination. Just endless asphalt under headlights. Engine hum only sound cutting through silence. Have nowhere to go. No plan. No idea how to process what happened. Sarah's words. Her indifference. Thomas standing in my house. All replay in my mind. Over and over. Like a loop I can't escape. End up in parking lot. Edge of town. Strip of closed stores. Empty diner. Pull in. Turn off car. Just sit there. Darkness wraps around me like cocoon. Been holding back the storm for hours. Now alone. Let it hit me. Tears come out of nowhere. Unexpected. Burning down my face. Slam hands against steering wheel. How could she do this? How could she look at me with those eyes? Eyes that used to hold warmth and love. Tell me I'm nothing to her now. That everything we built was just a joke. Scream. Sound muffled by closed windows. Doesn't matter. No one around to hear anyway. Phone buzzes on passenger seat. Screen lights up with notification. Ready to ignore spam. But freeze. Not spam. It's Jessica, Sarah's best friend. The one who called yesterday. Sounded hesitant then. Like she was about to spill something important. Didn't have courage to tell me? Michael, I need to talk to you. I know about Thomas. Please call me. Heart pounds in chest. Message blurs as I stare at it. Call her immediately. Hands still trembling. Press buttons. After few rings, Jessica picks up. Michael, she breathes. Relief and hesitation in her voice. I didn't think you'd answer. Jessica, what's going on? Cut straight to it. Voice still rough. You called me yesterday? You knew about Thomas. You knew something. Just tell me everything. Long pause. Can almost hear her struggling with herself. Finally speaks. Voice low, almost whisper. Sarah's been lying to you, Michael. I didn't want to get involved, but I can't stay quiet anymore. She's not just seeing Thomas. She's been planning to leave you for months. Was waiting for the right moment. For everything to be convenient. Feel pulse in my ears. Words hit like cold water. Convenient? I repeat. Disbelief cutting through fog of exhaustion. Convenient for what? For Thomas to leave his wife, she says. Voice cracking? She wanted to make sure he was serious. Before she blew up your life. But Michael, it's worse than that. She pauses. Can hear her swallow hard. That's why my wife, who cheated on me, with a married man 7 years ago, called me. That's what Thomas's wife told me. Sarah's done this before. Freeze. Hand tightening around phone. Knuckles white. What are you talking about? 7 years ago? Sarah was having an affair with another married guy. His wife called me completely destroyed. Thought it was just some crazy story. But now seeing her with Thomas, the way she's been behaving, it all makes sense. Jessica's voice trembles. Michael, she never stopped. She just found a new target. Entire body feels numb. Cold spreads from chest to fingertips. 7 years ago, when things first felt off between us, chalked it up to stress, to work. Whatever excuse we told ourselves, when we didn't want to face truth, had no idea. All this time, Sarah had been hiding something. So twisted, so ugly. Why didn't you tell me? Finally managed to ask, voice barely more than whisper. Because Sarah is my friend, Michael. I thought she could change. Thought she'd grown up. That she wanted something real with you. But I can't keep lying for her. Not after seeing what she's doing now. You don't deserve this. You deserve the truth. Hang up without another word. Phone slips from hand. Lands on seat beside me. 5 years of deceit. Playing me like a puppet while she spun her lies. And Thomas. He wasn't the first. Not even close. Air inside car feels too thick. Too heavy. Push door open. Step out into cold night. Need to breathe. Need to feel something. Other than crushing weight of betrayal. Stars scattered across sky. Indifferent to my pain. Tilt head back. Stare up at them. Wonder how many more secrets Sarah hidden. How much of my life been a lie? Then something shifts inside me. Grief, anger, betrayal. All merge into something sharper. Something clearer. Not going to let her do this anymore. Not going to be the fool. Left in dark while she lives double life. Grab phone again. Start scrolling through contacts. Fingers moving with purpose. Haven't felt in hours. Someone I need to talk to? Not Jessica. Not some therapist. Not anyone who'd try to make me feel better. Need truth. From someone who'd seen it firsthand. Thomas's wife. Call connects after few rings. Tired, shaky voice answers. Hello? Hi, this is Michael. Sarah's husband? I think we need to talk. There's a pause. Then deep sigh. Sound holds more pain than words ever could. Yeah, she says softly. I think we do. Next day, meet Thomas's wife. Small cafe just outside town. Her name's Emma. Imagine this meeting 100 different ways. On drive there, how she might react. What she'd look like. How I'd even begin conversation. Nothing prepared me for actual sight of her. Emma sitting by window. Half-empty coffee cup in front. Staring blankly at street. Looks worn. Like hasn't slept in days. Face pale and drawn. Eyes rimmed with red. When notices me coming in. Gives weak wave. Make my way over. Feel strange mix of dread and determination. Settled in chest since last night. Michael, she asks. Voice barely above whisper as I approach. Yeah, I say, sitting across from her. Try to force smile. Doesn't feel real. Thanks for agreeing to meet. Emma nods. Fingers wrapped tightly around coffee cup. Awkward silence. Air heavy between us. Filled with weight of everything we know. Everything we've lost. Don't know what to say. How to even begin. What do you tell a stranger whose life shattered by same person who broke yours? Finally, Emma breaks silence. Voice trembling slightly. You know, she says. When I found out about Thomas and Sarah, I thought I was losing my mind. Kept hoping I was wrong. That there was some other explanation. But truth always comes out, doesn't it? Nod, swallowing hard. Try to find my voice. Yeah, it does. Take deep breath. Decide to just go for it. Jessica told me about Sarah's past. About what happened 5 years ago. With the other married guy? I had no idea. Emma looks at me for long moment, eyes searching mine, then gives bitter laugh. Shakes head. I wish I could say I was surprised, Michael. But honestly, when I found out about Sarah, knew she wasn't new to this. Way Thomas talked about her. Way she acted. Like she'd done it all before. Seattle rain taps against window, making moment feel more somber. She knew exactly how to manipulate him, how to make him think she was his escape. She pauses, eyes drop to table, can see pain etched into her features. Thomas thought she was something special, said she understood him in a way I didn't anymore. Don't know if he ever realized how much he was throwing away for someone just playing a game. Clenched jaw, anger rising again. Think of Sarah's cold calculations, way she treated everything we had, like nothing more than pawns in twisted game. Sarah did same thing to me. Voice low, barely controlled. Brought Thomas to our house. Told me she thought she loved him. Right in front of me, like it was nothing. Emma looks up, eyes glistening with unshed tears. She brought him to your house? Sounds horrified. I nod, feeling cold fury rise in chest. She did. Made me stand there. While she paraded him in, like he was her new prize. Never forget that look in her eyes. Like I was just something to be tossed aside. Emma closes eyes for a moment, takes shaky breath. Seattle wind howls outside, matching mood inside cafe. I'm so sorry, Michael. Sorry you had to go through that. Wouldn't wish this on anyone. Sit in silence for a moment. Weight of shared betrayal binding us. Look at Emma, at rawness of her pain. Realize I'm not alone in this. Emma's been used just like me. Lied to, cheated on. Her life torn apart. By same people who destroyed mine. Do you know what you're going to do? She asks finally. Voice barely a whisper. Shake my head. I don't know, I admit. Part of me wants to burn it all down. Part of me wants to just walk away. Never look back. Think I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all. Emma gives sad smile, nodding slowly. Yeah, I know what you mean. Thought about leaving Thomas moment I found out. But now I'm just numb. Don't know if I have strength to fight anymore. He's trying to fix things. Trying to make promises. But they all sound empty now. Idea of Sarah trying to make amends. Feels absurd. Can only imagine her scoffing at notion of apology or regret. Sarah didn't even pretend to be sorry. Say it with bitterness leaking into voice. Acted like I was the problem. Like I was reason she needed someone else. Emma nods, eyes downcast. Stirs her cold latte absently. That's how they do it, isn't it? Make it seem like we drove them to it. That it's somehow our fault. But it's not. They chose this. She looks up at me then, eyes sharp, filled with clarity. Makes me realize she isn't as broken as she seemed. We didn't do this to them, Michael. They did this to us. And we can't let them take any more from us. We deserve better than this. Her words strike something deep inside. Flicker of strength. Haven't felt in weeks. She's right. This isn't my fault. Not the one who lied, who cheated, who betrayed everything we built. That's on Sarah and Thomas. They made their choices. Now have to live with consequences. Take deep breath, nodding. You're right. We deserve better. We deserve people who actually care, who won't lie to our faces. Emma smiles then. Small, sad smile. But holds hint of hope. Yeah, we do. And maybe one day we'll find that. Talk for a while longer. Share stories. Vent our anger and sadness. By end of it, feel something haven't felt since this began. Sense of relief. Emma understands, in way no one else could. She's been there, right in middle of same chaos, same betrayal. Somehow talking to her. Makes me feel a little less alone. Stand up to leave. Look at her. First time feel glimmer of something. Might be hope. Thanks, Emma. For meeting me. For listening. She nods, eyes still sad. But there's strength in them now. Determination wasn't there before. We're in this together, Michael. We'll get through it. One way or another. Leave cafe with newfound resolve. Cold Seattle rain hits face. Step outside. This isn't over. Not by long shot. Sarah might have torn world apart. But not going to let her walk away. Without facing consequences. Walk back to car. Know one thing for certain. Done being victim. Time to take control. Decide what happens next. Finally truly let go of woman who showed how little I meant to her. By time get back home that night, plan already forming in head. Not going to let Sarah just walk away. With my dignity, she made her choices. Now my turn. She thought could have perfect ending. Without consequences, parade Thomas in front of me. Mock everything we built. Leave me shattered in her wake. Well, I have other ideas. Walk into house. Weight of what about to do hits me. House is quiet. Eerily so. For a moment wonder if Sarah actually took me seriously and left. Then hear it. Voices from living room. Her voice. His voice. They're still here. Whispering like teenagers. Blood boils as approach living room door. Their conversation growing clearer. Sarah talking to Thomas, voice hushed. Trying to calm him down? It's fine, Thomas. He just needed blow off steam. He'll come around eventually. He always does. Always does. Those words final match. That lights fire in me. She thinks has me figured out. Thinks I'll just lay down, accept whatever scraps of attention. She chooses throw my way. No matter how many times, she kicks me down. Well, she's wrong. Push open door. They both turn to look at me. Sarah's eyes widen for a second, then narrow with defiance. Thomas looks like wants to vanish, shifting nervously where he stands, beside her like loyal puppy. Michael, back already? Sarah's voice drips with annoyance. You're back so soon? Ignore her. Eyes lock onto Thomas. You need to leave. Voice calm, but with edge. Leaves no room for argument. Now. Thomas swallows hard. Glances at Sarah for reassurance. She gives him nothing. Finally nods. Mutters something about going outside. Practically runs from room. Front door clicks shut behind him. Just me and Sarah now. Standing face to face. In living room once filled with memories. Game nights. Lazy Sunday mornings. Laughter. Now feels like battlefield. Really, Michael? Sarah snaps. Crosses arms. You're going to keep acting like this? You told me you were leaving. Take step closer. Eyes locked on hers. Refuse to back down. You think you can bring that guy into my house? And I'm just going to walk away? You think I'm going to let you rewrite our history? Make me look like the problem? No, Sarah. You're not getting away that easy. She scoffs, lips curl in disdain. What are you talking about, Michael? This is over. You and me, we're done. I've moved on. Thomas and I, you and Thomas are pathetic. Cut her off, voice steady, anger cold now, controlled. He's a coward. And you're just repeating same mistakes over and over? Jessica told me about the affair 5 years ago. About married guy back then. You've done this before, Sarah. You're not some victim who needed more. You're a liar. And you're destroying lives. For what? To feel powerful? Her face twists. Shock flickers in her eyes. For first time. Opens mouth, but no words come out. Press on. Not giving her chance to recover. You don't get to make me feel like this is my fault. Voice rising. You don't get to stand there and act like I drove you to this. You did this, Sarah. You chose to lie, to sneak around, to bring that guy into my home. You made this mess, and you don't even have guts to admit it. She glares at me, face flushed with anger now. You think you're so perfect, Michael? Think you were such a great husband? You were distant. You were obsessed with work. You didn't make me feel wanted. Shake my head. Bitter laugh escapes lips. And instead of talking to me, instead of trying to fix it like adult, you ran off? Did same thing you always do? Found someone else to fill gap. But guess what, Sarah? You're never going to be happy this way. You'll keep running. Keep lying. Never find what you're looking for. She stares at me, eyes wide, mouth working, like wants to argue, but has no words left. For moment mask slips. See something else in her eyes. Something looks almost like fear. You're wrong, she finally says. Voice weak, barely whisper. Thomas loves me. He understands me. No, Sarah. Step closer. Voice softening, but not losing edge. Thomas doesn't know you. He knows version of you. That wants to feel exciting. That wants to feel like savior. But he doesn't know real you. And think deep down, you know that too. She looks away then. Gaze drops to floor. Arms fall to sides. For first time, she looks small, almost fragile, like weight of everything. She's done, finally sinking in. Take deep breath. Feel strange sense of calm. Wash over me. Said what needed to say. First time since this began. Feel sliver of release. No longer my burden to carry. It's hers. Want you out of house, Sarah? Voice steady. Take whatever you need. But want you gone by tomorrow. I'll be talking to lawyer. We're done. She looks up at me, eyes filled with something. Can't quite place. Fear. Regret. Maybe even hint of realization. But doesn't matter. Whatever she feels now, whatever she finally understands, it's too late. Damage is done. No going back. Sarah doesn't say anything, just nods barely. Turns away, heads towards stairs. Watch her go. Feel emptiness settle in chest. This is it. End of us. Not way I imagined, but reality have to face. Hear her footsteps fade. Turn and walk out of house. Step into cool Seattle night. Thomas standing by his car, face pale as sheet, eyes wide seeing me. Looks like wants to say something. Don't give him chance. Walk past without word. Get into my car. Drive away. This no longer about Sarah or Thomas. About me. About finding way to rebuild. To move on. Finally let go of weight. Been carrying far too long. Drive into night. Streets stretching ahead. Know one thing for certain. Going to be okay. Sarah tried to break me. Tear apart everything we built. But still here. Still standing. Now time to start over. Find something real. Something true. Something can't be shattered. By lies and deceit. Wake up next morning. Small no-name motel. Edge of Seattle. Rain tapping against window. For brief glorious moment. Feel nothing. No pain. No anger. Just empty peaceful clarity. Then it all rushes back. Sarah. Thomas. Betrayal that gutted me. Left everything in ruins. Room feels cold. Kind that settles into bones. No, can't stay here. Time to face next steps. Reality of what needs done. Drive back to house in silence. Thoughts churning. With everything happened. What would find when open door? Would Sarah still be there? Lingering. Waiting for one last fight? Would Thomas be hanging around? Desperate to prove something? Grip steering wheel. Knuckles white. Ready for whatever lies ahead. Pull into driveway. Notice Sarah's car gone. Strange emptiness hits me. Seeing bare space. Where it had been. Absence seems to echo. In quiet morning. Front door unlocked. Step inside. House feels eerily empty. Not just her absence. Like spirit of place gone too. As if memories we created. Dissolved into thin air overnight. Sarah left few things. Boxes by door. Filled with clothes. Some books. Other odds and ends. She hadn't bothered pack yet. Don't even look inside. Let out deep breath. Move into living room. Stop dead in tracks. There on table. Envelope with my name. Sarah's handwriting. A note? Pick it up. Feel knot form in stomach. Debate throwing away unread. Curiosity wins. Tear it open. Paper crinkles loudly. In silence of empty house. Sarah's neat handwriting stares back. Michael, I know nothing I say will make this right. Never wanted to hurt you. But know that's meaningless now. Part of me believed could somehow keep both lives going without anyone getting hurt. But realize how selfish and stupid that was. Not going to ask for forgiveness. No, I don't deserve it. I'm sorry for everything. Sorry for lying to you. For betraying you. For not being brave enough to tell truth sooner. Hope one day you can understand why, even if you never forgive me. Sarah. Crumple note in hand. Words not quite sinking in. Hope I understand why. Arrogance nearly makes me laugh. This isn't about understanding her reasons or seeing her side. About fact she destroyed everything we'd built, and for what? A thrill? Chance to feel something different? Toss note onto table. Let it fall on boxes she left. That's her version of apology. Couple vague lines about not wanting hurt me. Quick justification. Does nothing to ease pain she caused. Turn away. Refuse to let her have any more space in my head. She's gone. That's that. With Sarah out of my life. Reality of next steps hits all at once. Need to call lawyer. Sort through mess of shared accounts. Our possessions. Everything we combined into one life. It's daunting. Idea of untangling ourselves. But also feels like freedom. Finally reclaiming part of myself. Been buried too long. Pick up phone. Scroll through contacts. Find number of divorce lawyer. Heard good things about. Thumb hovers over call button. Stomach twisting. This is it. Official end. Once make this call, no turning back. No chance for reconciliation. No hope of fixing what's broken. But that hope died. Moment Sarah brought Thomas. Into our home. Press button. Put phone to ear. Ringing echoes in empty room. After few moments, crisp professional voice answers. Introduce myself. Explain situation. Brief detached terms. Lawyer listens patiently. Asks few questions. By time hang up. Feel weight lift off shoulders. This is right thing to do. Can't keep living in limbo. Holding on to remnants of life already crumbled to dust. Need to move forward. Start building something new. Something that's mine. Without Sarah. Without lies and betrayal. That poisoned everything. Rest of day spent packing her things. Shoving clothes into boxes. Don't care if they wrinkle. Move through house like man possessed. Driven by need to get it all out. Purge every trace of her. From my life. By time done. Living room filled with boxes. Each one neatly labeled. Each containing last remnants. Of what once been our shared life. Call moving company. Arrange boxes taken to her new address. She hadn't told me where going. But Jessica had. Feels fitting. Sarah leaving without word. Me tying up loose ends. Later that night. Last box loaded onto truck. Stand in doorway watching. Taillights disappearing into dark Seattle fog. House finally mine again. Empty and quiet. Ready for whatever comes next. Walk inside. Close door behind me. First time in weeks. Feel something close to peace. No more secrets lurking in shadows. No more lies waiting to be uncovered. Sarah gone. Still standing. Still here. Still ready to move forward. Grab beer from fridge. Sit down on couch. Stare out window at night sky. Silence is comforting now. Emptiness no longer reminder of what lost, but of what could rebuild. My own life. My own choices. Think about Emma. About look in her eyes. As we talked in that cafe. Determination and sadness. Mixed together. We'd both been betrayed. Both been left in rubble of someone else's choices. But we'd survived. Now maybe could both find way. To start over, build something real. Something true. Take sip of beer. Cool, liquid, sharp contrast. To warmth spreading in chest. Don't know what future holds. Don't know if ever find love again. Or if even want to. But know one thing for certain. I'm free now. Free from lies. Free from weight of marriage. That been broken long before realized it. And that freedom. That uncertainty. Doesn't scare me anymore. Feels like beginning of something new. Something can create from scratch. For first time in long time. Feel hopeful. Not for Sarah. Not for what we lost. But for myself. For person I could be. Life I could live. Road ahead wide open. Ready to see where it leads. Week passes by. House begins to change. Repaint walls in cool grays and blues. Get rid of old couch Sarah loved. Replace with something modern. Something feels like me. Buy new dishes. Change bed sheets. Toss out her decorative pillows. Beginning of metamorphosis. Way of marking end. Of everything been ours. It's therapeutic. With every change, place feels more like my home. Less like reminder of what lost. Just finished painting guest bedroom. Shade of navy that feels calming. When here, knock at door. Wipe hands on rag. Frowning. Not expecting anyone. It's getting late. First thought is Sarah. Coming back to cause more drama. But know her better. Too proud. Too stubborn. To come crawling back. After showdown we had. Open door. To my surprise. Not Sarah. It's Thomas. He looks awful. Face pale as Seattle winter. Eyes rimmed with exhaustion. Like hasn't slept in days. Stands there on doorstep. Hands shoved deep in pockets. For moment just stares. Like unsure why even came. Feel wave of anger rise up. Jaw clenching at sight of him. This man who stole Sarah away. Who stood in my living room. Like had some right to be there. Who looked at me with pity. Michael, he says finally. Voice low, almost hoarse. Can we talk? Want to slam door in his face? Tell him get hell off my property. Never show his face here again. But something in his expression stops me. There's brokenness in him. Desperation hadn't seen before. Looks like man whose life has fallen apart. Maybe in strange way. Want to hear what he has to say. Step back. Leave door open just enough. He hesitates. Then walks inside. Eyes darting around. Like expecting Sarah to appear. Lead him into living room. Stand there awkwardly. Air thick with tension. What do you want, Thomas? Ask with cold voice. Not in mood for pleasantries. Or apologies. He swallows hard. Adam's apple bobbing. Finally speaks. Sarah left me. Voice cracking. Looks at me. Something raw in his eyes. Almost makes me pity him. She left 3 days ago. Packed up her things. Walked out. Didn't even say goodbye. Stare at him. Anger mingles with surprise. She left? Strange idea. Sarah just abandoning him. After everything she'd done, after damage caused to both our lives, to be with him. Why are you here, Thomas? Why telling me this? Runs hand through hair. Shaky breath escapes lips. Because I don't know what else to do. He says, she's gone, Michael. She used me, just like she used you. I thought she loved me. Thought she wanted life with me. But she just left. Used me to blow up her life. When dust settled, moved on without second thought. Can't help it. Laugh comes out. Bitter, humorless. Echoes an empty room. And what did you expect me to say? Think I'm going to feel sorry for you? Think I'm going to help you pick up pieces? Shake head, anger rising again, fueled by his audacity. You destroyed my marriage, Thomas. Came into my home, stood in front of me, took what wasn't yours. Now want me to help you? Because she's done same thing to you? He winces at my words, face crumpling. For second think he might cry. I know I don't deserve anything from you. His voice breaking. I know I messed up. I needed you to know. Needed someone to understand. She didn't just hurt you, Michael. She hurt me too. Stare at him, anger still simmering. But beneath it, something else. Strange sense of understanding. He's right. Sarah hurt us both. Used both of us to fill whatever void trying to fill. When had enough. Walked away without looking back. Take deep breath. Tension slowly seeping from shoulders. What did you think would happen, Thomas? Voice softer now, though still filled with disdain. Did you think she'd be different for you? That she'd suddenly become someone she's not? He shakes head, eyes downcast. I don't know, he says quietly. I guess I thought we were special. That she really loved me. Sorry. Rub hand over face. Exhaustion of past week catching up. Sarah doesn't love anyone, Thomas. Not really. She loves idea of being loved. Loves the thrill of it. The chase. But once she has what she wants, she loses interest. That's just who she is. He looks up at me, hopelessness in his eyes. Recognize it all too well. What do I do now? He asks, voice barely whisper. How do I move on from this? Study him for long moment. Man who once been my enemy, who took part in tearing my life apart, realize he's not enemy anymore. Just another victim of Sarah's selfishness. Another person left in rubble of her choices. You pick up pieces, say finally. Voice tired. You start over. Learn from it. Don't let it define you. You move on, Thomas. It's only thing you can do. He nods, eyes brimming with unshed tears. I'm sorry, Michael. His voice cracking. No, it doesn't mean much. But I am. Wish I could take it back? Nod, though, can't say words. Maybe one day could forgive him. Maybe anger would fade. Could see him as just another person. Caught in Sarah's web. But that day isn't today. You should go. Step back. Open door for him. He nods again. Wipes at eyes. Walks out without another word. Door clicks shut behind him. Stand there for a moment. Silence settling around me once more. Feel something shift inside. Thomas's visit unexpected. Pain he brought reopened wounds. Thought was ready to close. But brought something else too. Strange sense of closure. Sarah gone. Whatever hold she had. Over Thomas. Over me. Gone too. Walk back into living room. Look around at changes made. New beginnings created for myself. Realize don't need anything from Sarah anymore. Not her apology. Not her explanations. Not even her regret. Finally free. For first time truly believe it. Days turn into weeks. World seems to slow down. Way can finally appreciate. First time in what feels like forever. Not waiting for next bombshell, next betrayal, next fight to keep relationship. On life support. Can focus on own life now. No strings attached. No ghosts from past. Lingering in corners. Start doing things for myself. Simple things haven't done in years. Go to volunteer park with book. Find spot under old maple tree. Lose myself in stories not my own. Start hitting gym more often. Run until heart pounding. Feel alive in way. Has nothing to do with anger or pain. Reconnect with old friends. People had distanced from. When everything with Sarah became too overwhelming. They welcome me back. Without question. Without judgment. Like breathing fresh air. After being stuck in smoky room. House keeps transforming. Replace pictures of Sarah and me with new artwork, abstract pieces, bold colors. Something speaks of possibility rather than memories. Turn spare room into studio space. Set up easel. Start painting again. Haven't done since college. Messy and imperfect. But it's mine. That's enough. One day sitting in living room. Sipping coffee. Watching Seattle rain through windows. Phone buzzes on table. Glance at screen. Expect message from friend. Maybe work email. Instead it's Emma. Hey Michael. Been thinking. Would you want to grab coffee sometime? Just to catch up? Stare at message for moment. Smile slowly spreading. Been weeks since last spoke to Emma. Not day gone by. Haven't thought about her. About our conversation. About connection forged. Out of shared heartbreak. Not romantic. Not way you'd see in movies. Something deeper. Something real. We both walked through fire. Somehow came out other side. Stronger. More whole. Type quick reply. I'd love that. How about this weekend? She responds almost immediately. Simple, sounds perfect. Smiley face that makes me feel warmth haven't felt in long time. Strange how something so small, so ordinary, makes me feel like finally stepping into new chapter. When Saturday comes, find myself surprisingly nervous. Not a date. Tell myself, just coffee. Two people who understand each other. Who been through hell. Still standing. But a stand in front of mirror. Adjusting shirt. Making sure don't look just rolled out of bed. Realize matters more than willing to admit. Meet at Cozy Cafe downtown Seattle. Place with mismatched furniture. Warmth feels inviting. Emma already there when arrive. Sitting at corner table. Fingers wrapped around mug. Soft smile on lips. When sees me walk in, Michael, she says. Voice light. Almost relieved. I'm glad you came. Sit down across from her. Mirror her smile. Of course. Good to see you, Emma. For a while talk about small things. Work. Hobbies. Books we're reading. It's easy. Conversation flowing naturally. Find myself laughing. More than have in months. Emma has dry sense of humor. Hadn't noticed before. Her eyes light up when talks about things she loves. Cooking, hiking, art classes she started taking. Eventually, conversation drifts, as always seems to. Back to Sarah and Thomas. Not painful way it used to be, more like examining something from distance. Something happened long ago. Something no longer has power over us. How are you holding up? Emma asks, eyes searching mine. Genuine concern in her gaze. Think about it for a moment, then nod. Smile tugging at lips. I'm okay, actually. Think I'm better than okay. Strange, but I feel free. First time in long time. She smiles at that, eyes softening. Me too. Like can finally breathe again. You know? Still hurts. But different now. Like not carrying it around all time. Fall into comfortable silence. Sipping coffee. Just enjoying moment. Look at Emma. Realize maybe this is what healing looks like. Not some grand revelation. Not sudden burst of happiness. But quiet moments like this. Simple. Genuine. Shared with someone who understands. Michael, she says suddenly. Voice hesitant. Breaking silence. Do you ever think about what's next? For you, I mean. Meet her gaze. See uncertainty there. Know what she's asking. Reach across table. Fingers brushing against hers. Small gesture. But feels like promise. I don't know what's next. Say honestly, but think I'd like to find out. One step at time. She smiles. Fingers curling around mine. In that moment, feel something shift inside. Not love. Not yet. But something real. Something solid. Something feels like beginning of new story. One could write on own terms. Spend rest of afternoon there. Talking, laughing, sharing stories. When finally leave. Sun setting. Painting Seattle sky. Shades of pink and orange. Walk her to her car. As turns to leave, she pauses. Looks back at me. Michael, she says softly. I'm glad we're in this together. Smile. Warmth spreading through chest. Me too, Emma. She gives one last smile. Gets into car. Drives away. Stand there for a moment, watching taillights disappear. Down rain-slicked Seattle Street. Air is cool. Sky darkening. Take deep breath. Feel sense of peace settle over me. Sarah tried to destroy me. Tried to take everything I was. Leave me with nothing. But she hadn't succeeded. Still here. Still standing. Still ready to move forward. And now, not alone. Walk back to my car. Feel sense of hope. Haven't allowed myself to feel in long time. Past is behind me. Future, whatever it holds, mine to shape. For first time, feel truly free. Think about how far come. From that night, Sarah brought Thomas home. From moment, everything fell apart. To now, standing in cooling evening air, with possibility ahead, wasn't easy path. Still isn't. But every step away from past is step towards something better. Get in car. Seattle lights glowing in distance. No tomorrow bring new challenges, new uncertainties. But that's okay. Because finally ready to face whatever comes next, on my own terms, with my own strength, and maybe just maybe with someone who understands walking same path beside me.